Whether it's XRP, whether it's Bitcoin, or even Ether. If it looks confusing, it's very hard to move inside this market. That's where you will have to use multiple tools to understand a clear path. Certainty is everywhere in this crypto, but the way you can overcome that is just trusting what the charts show you. And for that, be a part of this family where you kind of get each and every asset you need to look at in that market at that time. That's critical. Now, let's kind of go into these individual assets and have a comparison, Ether to Bitcoin or XRP to Ether, and understand what the market is trying to convey to us. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. Now watch what the price action is doing, watch what the volume is doing, and this is how you get a taste of what the market is trying to do. 1. This is Bitcoin on a daily. You're watching this trend line from Jan. So last 3 months, it has been strong. Each time the price is visiting that, it is getting rejected. Will it be different this time? You go on a higher time frame to see, can we supersede that lower time frame structure? MACD argues, yeah, I'm trying to do something. I would like to push higher. RSI says there is a bullish divergence on a 3-day chart for Bitcoin. Price says I'm just below the moving average. Now, history is kind of our teacher. So you go back and see, okay, each and every time you get something similar where the RSI is saying there's a bullish divergence, MACD is crossing to the upside. What happened each and every time? Trouble is, time taken to do something like that. Say, for example, if you do measure in Bitcoin terms, from the bullish divergence part, the price action didn't do much. It was choppy, up, down, up, down, up, down for like 30 days plus. And if you held on to that asset a little bit more, another 2 months, you would have actually made a lot more in profit, right? So understanding the market and having the discipline to attain that is important. Now, when you have another asset where you're heavy, if you're heavy in here, this is XRP, and you see the negative divergence is still valid, even on a 3-day, it's not getting invalidated, that is a bit of a struggle. Because now you really want to see a break to the upside from this trend line in price action. Because otherwise, what will happen is that if you get rejected here, that region then becomes a very strong resistance once you break it below. That's not good. Because understand, Ether on the other hand is saying, I'm getting some amount of buyers. I'm trying to pull this off. Maybe it's going to play out. Now, how will you compare between them? How will you look at Ether? How will you look at XRP or compare them based on a benchmark? Yeah. So last time you got the MACD crossing back to the upside while the RSI was showing you the bullish divergence. The total number of days taken after the bullish divergence was confirmed to the actual pump was 60 days. So it literally took another 2 months of choppiness in that region before it popped. Now, do you have the patience? That's 1. Do you have the discipline to accumulate those assets? That's 2. Now, just like Bitcoin, Ether also followed the same system. If you had that patience to wait for 2 months, the next 30 days gave you all the ROI which you really wanted. Now, we saw XRP is not showing you that, whereas Ether is showing you it. Now, we want to compare it with a benchmark. So, I'm taking it into Bitcoin. So, Ether to Bitcoin. You look at the strength and you're like, whoa, last 7 years, This is the most oversold region. Now, it doesn't mean it's about to reverse the next day. It means at one point sellers are going to go out. Now, when the macro trend is to the upside, you know what's happening when you enter the overbought territory. But when you go against that trend, when you enter here, that's a reversal structure where it shows you're very close. Fine. Now, XRP to the same one, which is Ether. Last one was Ether to Bitcoin. This is XRP to Ether. Now, if Ether is showing you I'm about to reverse, XRP need to at least hold on to Ether without dropping so that XRP can also appreciate. Now, what you watch on a daily chart for XRP to Ether is this, a rising wedge. It is not favorable. You go on a 3-day, your negative divergence is valid and it's getting extended. Now, what's the trouble? You see this trend line formation in here? That does not sound good. Meaning, if you break that thing to the downside, the pain, the pressure which will come into the market is going to be bigger. We saw these before. Like, you stand there, you hold it, and then all of a sudden when you break it, you come back down. So is that what we are going to watch? That is the serious question which you will have to ask to yourself. Because if you're holding on to that asset, it would have been much better just to hold on to gold. I mean, it's a hedge, not an investment, but right now it's performing just like we talked about last time. Remember, we told you when the weekly hits 80 plus in the RSI, when the monthly hits 85 plus in RSI, you're going to see something big. And watch what's happening in this. Everyone was screaming it's overbought, but watch. Now the quarterly is reaching 85. Once you enter those territory, any dip is a micro dip to buy that. Then it keeps going up, 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 up. Now you're reaching into a bubble territory in gold. Central bankers, they are piling up, they're buying it. So when you're in the market, understand this is not going to go against you if you play with the market's capital flow. When the market capital is showing you it's flowing into one direction, just don't go against it. When it says I'm slowing down to one direction, at least stop and step out. Yeah, if you are like, someone who's buying into this region, cool, you buy into that region. If you zoom in, you will see a lot of volatility. What do I mean? All that drop, that was like 10% drop. Yeah, it is. But the question is, look at this. What are you looking at? You're looking at a chart where the asset is saying, I'm breaking higher, I'm trying to retest and bounce. Fine. Who cares about the retest? Yeah. What matters is the extension from here. How high will that go? Is it 0.4? Is it 0.6? We don't know. So we'll have to sit in the market until there is a negative divergence. So this is all we have to do. Be disciplined, have patience, and if you want to find assets with red flags or the assets with opportunity, you will have to be involved in the best crypto family. 1,660 plus members are right there watching all of these opportunities and red flags, making their portfolio much better for the next 90 days. So guys, if you received value, smash that like button. I'll meet you guys in the next video. Bye for now.